Imagine someone telling you that just 7 simple words could completely change how people see you, and even how they feel about themselves. Most people think saying "I love you" is the key to connection. But science and ancient wisdom show it's often not enough. In fact, sometimes those words are the worst place to start. Why? Because phrases like "I love you" or "I miss you" have become so common, they've lost much of their power. They've turned into habits, set out of routine instead of true feeling. So many people walk around feeling unseen, unheard, and disconnected. Relationships become surface level. Friendships fade. Even families drift apart. People long for something deeper, to feel safe, valued, and truly connected. But what if it's not about saying more words, but choosing the right words, the words that speak directly to the human brain and the human heart? Dr. Joe Dispenza explains that words literally rewire your brain's emotional circuits. They send signals that decide if someone feels safe with you or guarded. And Dr. David Hawkins teaches that every word carries a vibrational frequency. Some words lift you higher. Others bring you down. And the words you speak don't just affect others, they shape the energy field around you and draw experiences into your life. This video will reveal 7 simple words that unlock trust and emotional bonding. These words aren't random. They're rooted in neuroscience, energy, and the psychology of how humans connect. Stick with me until the end, because you might discover that some words you're using right now are quietly pushing people away, even if you mean well. And once you learn these 7 words, you'll have the power to create real bonds, spark deeper respect, and leave a lasting impression without chasing anyone's attention. Ready to see which words can change your relationships, and maybe your whole world? Let's begin. What if I told you that simple words have more power over your life than any fancy speech you could ever make? People often believe that to connect deeply with someone, you need big, emotional declarations. But that's not true. Dr. Joe Dispenza teaches that simple words trigger fast brain responses. Your brain is like a huge network of highways. When you hear certain words, your brain opens up pathways that make you feel safe, valued, and connected. He says it like this: simple words fire and wire new neural circuits in your brain. They can make people feel trust and closeness, or make them shut down and feel distant. Dr. David Hawkins explains that every word has a vibrational frequency. Some words vibrate at high levels, bringing love, trust, and harmony. Other words vibrate lower, causing fear, doubt, or anger. He says, words of high vibration linger in consciousness far longer than words of low vibration. They change how people feel about you, and how you feel about yourself. That's why short, genuine words can be more powerful than long speeches. The famous author Joseph Murphy once said, "The subconscious responds far more to short, emotionally charged words than to long explanations." When we use simple words from the heart, we're speaking the language of the subconscious mind, the part of us that decides how we feel, think, and react. But there's another layer to this. It's not just about which words you say, it's how those words feel when you say them. Esther Hicks, well known for teaching about the law of attraction, says, "The feeling behind the words is what the universe responds to." Think about it. You could say, "I love you," but if your energy feels distracted or cold, the words mean nothing. People can sense the truth. Let's look at how this works in real life. Take Keanu Reeves. He's one of the most admired actors in Hollywood, not just for his movies but for the way he speaks. Keanu doesn't talk a lot. But when he speaks, his words are simple and gentle. People say his quiet words make them feel safe and respected. That's the power of simplicity. Or look at Serena Williams. She's known for her strong presence on the tennis court. But off the court, she's famous for using simple, powerful words to inspire people. She doesn't overcomplicate her message. She speaks directly, and people feel her confidence and sincerity. Another great example is Matthew McConaughey. In his speeches and interviews, he often uses short, meaningful words. He speaks slowly and lets his words breathe. That makes people feel connected to him, like he's talking right to them. Then there's Dolly Parton. She's a legend not only for her music but for her words. Dolly often uses humor and kindness, but underneath it all, her language is simple and real. People feel instantly comfortable around her because her words create trust. What do all these people have in common? They've learned that the right simple words create real bonds. Words like I trust you, or you matter to me, or even I appreciate you. Dr. Joe Dispenza says these words activate the brain's safety systems. They lower fear and build connection. He explains, when you say words of trust, the amygdala calms down, and people become more open and loving. Dr. David Hawkins adds that these words are high-frequency words. They carry energy that makes people feel seen, valued, and safe. When you choose these words carefully, you're not just speaking, you're sending out a vibration that people can feel, even if they can't explain why. It's like planting seeds. As Neville Goddard said, words are seeds. When spoken with feeling, they manifest realities, even in relationships. The truth is, people remember how you make them feel. And your words are the tools that shape those feelings. So next time you're talking to someone important to you, a partner, a friend, a family member, remember, it's not about fancy words. It's about simple, true words, spoken with real energy. But here's the thing, there's one word even more powerful than trust. And it's coming up next. Why does one phrase like I trust you sometimes go deeper than saying I love you? It's because trust is the invisible bridge that connects two hearts. Dr. Joe Dispenza explains that when someone hears words like I trust you, their brain shifts. The part of the brain called the amygdala, which controls fear, begins to calm down. Dispenza says, trust creates new pathways in the brain. It signals safety and allows people to open up emotionally. Dr. David Hawkins adds that trust isn't just a feeling. It's a high-frequency vibration. He says, trust vibrates at one of the highest levels of consciousness. It's magnetic and draws people closer. This is why words like I trust you can sometimes mean more than I love you. Think about Denzel Washington. People respect Denzel not just for his acting but for how he carries himself. He uses few words but speaks with confidence and respect. In interviews, he often praises his co-stars or the people who helped him rise in his career. His simple words create a feeling of safety and loyalty. People trust him because he speaks from a place of calm strength. Greg Braden, who bridges science and spirituality, says, the heart has an electromagnetic field that expands when we speak words of trust. People can literally feel it, even without touching you. Trust doesn't make you weak. It makes you powerful. Many think that men, in particular, don't want emotional words. But that's a myth. Dr. Joe Dispenza explains, even strong men need to hear that they're trusted. Otherwise, they stay guarded and distant. Men often carry the role of being protectors, leaders, providers. But deep inside, they long to feel trusted and respected. When you say, I trust you, you're giving them a quiet vote of confidence. Dr. David Hawkins shares that words of trust lower defenses and dissolve walls that people build around their hearts. He says, trust shifts the energy between two people from fear to connection. Look at Steve Jobs. He was a visionary, but he also built loyalty through words of trust. People who worked with him said that Steve would often say things like, I trust your judgment, giving his team creative freedom. That single phrase made people want to give their best. Neville Goddard, known for teaching how to create reality with thoughts and words, says, assume the feeling of loyalty and speak it into being. When you tell someone you trust them, you're not just stating a fact, you're creating a new reality where loyalty exists. Another powerful phrase is you matter to me. Dr. Joe Dispenza explains that saying you matter to me causes the brain to release chemicals like oxytocin, known as the bonding hormone. This creates warmth, connection, and trust. Dr. David Hawkins says that words like you matter vibrate at high levels and can heal emotional wounds. He teaches, telling someone they matter raises both your vibrations. Esther Hicks from the Law of Attraction community says, when you say you matter, you align your vibration with appreciation, and the universe sends you more people who make you feel valued. Look at Tom Brady. He's not just famous for football. He's known as a leader who makes teammates feel seen. People say that Tom uses simple words to remind others they're valuable, not just as athletes but as human beings. That's why his teams often feel like family. These simple words, "I trust you," and "you matter to me," might seem small, but they hold enormous power. They change how people see you. They open hearts. And they create bonds that last long after the conversation ends. But even trust and recognition pale compared to one final word, and that's coming next. Could just a few simple words change someone's entire emotional state, and even their brain chemistry? Science and spiritual teachings both say yes. Dr. Joe Dispenza explains that when someone hears words of real appreciation, their brain releases powerful chemicals like oxytocin. He says, appreciation triggers the brain's reward systems. It makes people feel valued and creates strong emotional bonds. This isn't just about being polite. It's about wiring the brain for connection and trust. Dr. David Hawkins teaches that appreciation vibrates far higher than many other emotions. He shares, appreciation is a vibration that transforms relationships. It dissolves fear and builds closeness. People often think men don't want emotional words. But that's not true. Dr. Joe Dispenza says, men who feel appreciated become more open and loyal. Appreciation makes them feel safe enough to show their true emotions. Words like "I appreciate you" might sound small, but they're powerful tools for creating emotional connection. Dr. David Hawkins adds, appreciation raises not only your vibration but the vibration of the person hearing it. It becomes a force of healing. Look at Robert Downey Jr. Once, during an award show, he thanked the people who gave him a second chance when his career was falling apart. His words weren't fancy, but they were honest. That simple appreciation made people love him even more. Another great example is Tim Cook from Apple. He's known for personally thanking employees for specific things they've done. Instead of just saying "good job," he might say, "I appreciate how you solved that problem so quickly." Those simple words build loyalty and make people feel truly valued. Rhonda Byrne, author of The Secret, says, appreciation is one of the highest frequencies you can emit to attract love and success. When you appreciate someone, you're sending out a vibration that not only lifts them up but attracts more good things into your own life. This is why it's important not just to say thanks, but to be specific. Instead of thanks, say, "I appreciate how you always listen to me when I'm stressed." Sadhguru teaches that words carry energy. He says, when words come from sincerity, they transform from sound to blessings. Think of Adele. She's famous for her voice, but also for her speeches at award shows. She often thanks specific people who helped her, using simple words that come straight from the heart. Her honesty and gratitude make people feel deeply connected to her. Or look at Kevin Hart. He's known for making people laugh, but he often stops to show appreciation for those who support him. He doesn't just say thanks. He'll point out exactly what someone did that meant so much to him. That's why fans and fellow stars respect him so much. These examples show how appreciation builds emotional bridges that can't be broken. Dr. Joe Dispenza says that specific appreciation leaves a stronger mark in memory than generic praise. He teaches, the brain records details. When you're specific in your appreciation, it creates lasting emotional bonds. Dr. David Hawkins adds, specific words carry precise frequencies that forge deeper energetic connections. Some people think saying words like "I appreciate you" is weak or needy. But it's actually a sign of strength. Dr. Joe Dispenza says, trust and appreciation come from a place of personal power. You're offering connection, not begging for it. Dr. David Hawkins confirms, giving trust and appreciation elevates your vibration. It doesn't diminish you. As Neville Goddard said, the feeling of gratitude is an act of power. Gratitude and appreciation are acts of creation. They don't make you less powerful, they make you magnetic. So remember, simple words like "I appreciate you," spoken from the heart, can change someone's day, or even their whole life. Imagine what happens when you combine all 7 of these words into one honest moment. Your words are energy. Choose them wisely, and watch the world respond in ways you never imagined. So, let's remember the power of words. Today, we talked about 7 simple words that can unlock trust, build emotional bonds, and change how people see you. Dr. Joe Dispenza teaches that words are not just sounds. They're signals to the brain that decide if someone feels safe or guarded around you. He says, your words are frequencies. They rewire your brain and shape your reality. Dr. David Hawkins explains that words carry vibrations. He says, even a single word can raise your consciousness and change your entire experience. Think about the stories we shared. Keanu Reeves uses few words but makes people feel respected. Serena Williams inspires people with direct, powerful speech. Matthew McConaughey speaks slowly and simply, creating connection. Dolly Parton uses humor and simple words to build instant trust. Denzel Washington speaks with calm confidence, making others feel safe. Steve Jobs built loyalty through words like, "I trust your judgment." Tom Brady makes teammates feel valued as people, not just athletes. Robert Downey Jr. showed how genuine appreciation can change public perception. Tim Cook uses specific words to recognize his team's efforts. Adele makes people feel connected through heartfelt thanks. Kevin Hart mixes humor and specific appreciation, leaving people feeling seen. These real-life examples prove that the right words, spoken simply and with true feeling, can transform relationships. So, here they are one more time. The 7 powerful words and phrases. I trust you. You matter to me. I appreciate you. And 4 more variations that express trust, value, and appreciation in different ways. Use them with sincerity. Speak them gently. Let them come from a place of confidence, not fear. When you do, you'll discover that people open up to you, respect you more, and feel closer than ever. Because your words are energy. And when you choose words of high vibration, you don't just speak, you create. If this message touched you today, consider subscribing to this channel. Give this video a like so it reaches more people searching for real connection and the secrets of the law of attraction. Remember, the words you speak today can shape the reality you live tomorrow. Speak them wisely. And stay inspired.